Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am Mace, coming to you from Western Canada, beautiful British Columbia. And yeah, we're going to watch a little video about New Zealand from the channel Curls. Link will be in the description for the original video. This is 10 things that they don't tell you about moving to New Zealand. I have one of my former colleagues. New Zealand, to her, in her words, is her favorite place in the world. She's been there a couple times now. She's married to a Kiwi, and yeah, he's since moved to Canada, oddly enough. But yeah, of course, New Zealand. I also have a current coworker from New Zealand, so it's interesting. It'll be interesting to learn a little bit about his country, his culture, and just little facts and tidbits about it. Of course, the home of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, as well as the Hobbit trilogy. The Lord of the Rings trilogy specifically, I think quite possibly the best trilogy ever put to film. Just exquisite in almost every way. Perfect! It's been perfect in every way! Sorry. Alright, let's go.
Here's 10 things that I never knew before coming
Had
to
a
New
baby
Zealand.
brother!
I've lived here for 3 years. This is an amazing country, but I thought I'd better make a little list of things that I didn't know before I came here. So to kick off, number 1, birds. This country loves birds. And no, I don't mean the UK slang for girls. I literally mean birds, the little flappy things. This country adores them. They have bird of the year. They have huge bird sanctuaries. And when they announce and advertise a flat or a house that someone wants to move into, one of the main selling points is the type of birds that you can see flying past the window. To be fair, after 3 years here, I
Really? It's advertised what birds you can see from the window? That's pretty cool, man. I gotta admit, that's pretty cool. I love birds. But I don't really think about them that much, or like, I don't know, it doesn't excite me to see a bunch of birds out my window. I guess it's cool, like in the morning if you're sipping your coffee and there's like some birds tweeting peacefully. Birds can be a little annoying at like 5 a.m. though, like 5, 6 a.m. And if they're tweeting like really loudly, that's annoying for me personally, because it wakes me up and then like, I don't know, it pisses me off. But the peaceful like morning tweets, good. All right, birds. All right, New Zealand.
also love them. Kakapo, kaka, tui, birds here are pretty damn cool. The way they look, the way they sound. I mean, I'm pretty sure you all know what a bird is, but here they take things to new levels. Number 2, pies. They love, and I mean love, pies in New Zealand. But I'm not talking like the big, meat gravy,
I love me some
mashed
pie.
potato pies. I'm talking about little pies. You go into a shop, they will have at the front a desk of hot pies, a counter of hot pie.
A display, a counter. I don't know. I love me some pies. I've been making pie lately. I've been making some mean pies. Yeah.
You pull one out, it's in a little packet, you open it, and you walk along the street eating a pie. Don't ever...
Oh, I thought he was talking about like fresh pie. This is a picture of a microwavable pie. Is he talking about microwavable pies or like freshly made beautiful pies? I don't know if is this a proper representation of what he's talking about. I feel like a microwave pie is going to be not the way I envision it being.
In a little packet,
Probably going to taste
you
good.
open it, and you walk along the street eating a pie. Don't ever try and eat a pie with a knife and fork. I learned that the hard way. Everyone will make fun of you, so don't do it. Next, it's coffee. New Zealand takes its coffee.
It's like that scene in Seinfeld when George pulls out the the chocolate bar and he puts it on a plate and he starts eating it with a knife and fork. People are like, "What the hell? What's this guy doing?"
So seriously, and for good reason, because it is amazing. New Zealand has some of the best coffee in the world. I'm being deadly serious. In Wellington, the capital, there is only one Starbucks, and that speaks for itself. The independent places are so good. So if you want good coffee, New Zealand is the place to go. Next, it's the sense of humor. Kiwis have an amazing sense of humor.
I'm not one of these big like coffee aficionados, so I appreciate like a well-run, beautiful business with good service and good coffee. But I can't necessarily like tell the difference between like different coffees and different things. Like oh, it's a macchiato or it's a mocha. It's like all of these fancy drinks. I don't know. Ooh, it's coffee with cream and sugar. It's coffee with I don't know.
Humor. It's quite like English humor or British humor in the sense that a lot of it revolves around making
I like going to the coffee shop and like reading my book, people watching, getting some work done on the laptop type of thing. That's good, right? Have your coffee, do some work. It's good.
fun of people or just being a little bit sarcastic, kind of mean or a little bit down, but it's just amazing. It's very funny and no harm is meant by it whatsoever. Kiwis are warm, friendly people and the sense of humor is fantastic. Weather. The weather in New Zealand sort of makes me want to die. It's so cold, it's so rainy. Summer can be great for sure. Summer can get really, really hot, but it snows. It snowed last night in Wellington for the first time in about 10 years, so it doesn't snow, so we'll just scratch that bit. But it does rain, and Wellington is so windy. Auckland rains a lot as well. It's a little bit more humid. Some of the weather far north is quite tropical, but honestly, it's not Australia. Number 6, kiwi onion dip. Just trust me on this one.
The weather one's interesting because where I live is kind of infamous for very, very rainy winters, right? We don't get much snow, although it's changing now with climate change and things like that. But the winters are brutality, absolute brutality. A lot of people get, depressed. There's not that much sun. So you really got to eat up those sunny days. We're into October now, and it definitely starts getting really rainy. So
Kiwis have a dip that they make. So it's Nestle reduced cream and onion soup powder. They pour the soup powder into the reduced cream. They whip it and whip it and whip it until it becomes this sort of...
Do they whip it good?
Paprika tasting tangy dip, and you dip your crisps in there, or chippies as they like to call them. I can't call them chippies. That's so cringe. Oh my god. But honestly, kiwi onion
There's a chip brand or a snack brand in the Philippines called Chippy.
dip. It's kind of weird, but also kind of delicious. Supermarkets here, they're not great. Restaurants are pretty good. New Zealand punches well above its weight when it comes to restaurants. But supermarkets, oh my god, the range is bad. The expense, the cost of supermarkets, it's pretty bad. So supermarkets in New Zealand,
I think that's everywhere, buddy.
They're not great. This country has an obsession, and I mean a national obsession and addiction to an energy drink called V. I'm being serious. It's called V. There's a blue one and a green one, and this country seems to be divided on whether you are a blue V person or a green V
Never heard of it.
I'm not joking. This is deadly serious. Come here and you will have an energy drink called V. I've had it once. It just kind of tastes like any other energy drink, but they love it. They absolutely love it. Number 9, traveling around. It's pretty difficult. Long drives, no train journeys, a lot of planes. Planes are pretty much the main way people travel from city to city in New Zealand, unless you're going on a very, very, very long road trip. And just in case you didn't know,
So long drives, no trains, mainly planes. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Nice.
the distance between the North Island and the South Island is pretty vast. The ferry takes around 3.5 hours. So
I just imagined John Candy and Steve Martin making their way across New Zealand on a horrifying comedic road trip from hell, but finally making it home for Thanksgiving.
it's no wonder that a lot of people choose to fly. And finally, number 10, one of the most amazing things about New Zealand is its indigenous culture. The people of New Zealand, the Māori people, are absolutely incredible. It's been so humbling and so educational to learn about. There is so much culture you would not believe. So hopefully you take these tips, you go to New Zealand. It's an amazing place. It's weird, it's funny, it's cool. Just go there and see all this for yourself and more. Cheers.
Nice. Weird, funny, cool. Very cool, man. I like that. A lot of those things sounded like Canada, but also interesting idiosyncrasies that, you know, he was listing about New Zealand. Some of them were surprising, some of them were not. I'm interested in these pies that he's talking about that are everywhere. The coffee scene sounds great. The weather doesn't sound that good, but I'm used to that, so that's fine. He's talking about the people being warm and just friendly, but also having that sense of humor. I like it, man. The landscapes I've seen are absolutely amazing. Some of the farms and just mountains and the different biomes within New Zealand. It's pretty cool. All right. Later. Thanks for checking in. Peace.